what everybody been talking about. What you think on your mind?
About the women not coming together?
Yeah.
No, the crab mentality. Let's go back on that.
Mentality?
Yeah.
Back in the 50s, the men and the women was together. That was unity. In the 60s, but
70s,
70s, that's when it started.
That started
because
of the drugs.
In the 80s, when that crack epidemic, because CIA brought the drugs over here to the U.S.
The working black community. Black community have banks. They had their own companies. And they were so envy of us. And to this day, they still are. And it's sad that how we are so divided, in which they get so happy the fact that every time there's something going on in our community, they celebrate it.
They do.
And it's sad because
they start
our
riots
young
in our
generation
community.
is the next leaders.
Exactly. But I'm gonna tell y'all something about them 2000 babies. They different from us 90 babies. I'm a 90s baby.
I'm an 80s
They ain't playing no games.
They
ain't playing no games.
I want to tell y'all why they different. Because us 80 babies, a lot of us got spared from the crack. So a lot of people got crack in their system. You know what I'm saying? Listen, it's the crack babies that's grown and now they raising
Who invented crack?
the white man. We already know. Listen,
We gotta go back to Colombia.
now they raising children.
Man, at the end of the day, everybody just need to educate themselves. A lot of people really out here is choosing to be dumb. I can tell my friend something and he'll be like, yeah, word, bro, I feel you.
If you don't know where you coming from, you don't know where you going.
Exactly. People choose with ignorance.
We have to redirect. We have to redirect.
The ignorance is bliss.
Yeah,
you gonna pass that shit to me. It's like the code.
I don't think we're stuck. We're not stuck. We can make it out of it. So to fuel the fire is to kind of talk bad, right?
They don't tell nobody. They didn't tell everybody that in school though. Like,
no, but but we can find our own research.
It's a lot of stuff they didn't teach us.
I graduated.
They get paid not to teach us.
that's why
Duh.
you go to these white schools. See, y'all go. If y'all go to these white schools, it's different.
But listen, that's why you can only go in schools in your area code and your zip code. The black schools that closing down with no books.
And I learned more on my
And a lot of leaks.
The education system
All the
ever taught
schools
me.
shut down in the city.
So I think the point we're making is
I'm gonna tell you this.
never get stuck in what they told you. Find your own research.
Let me tell you this. BA, he was riding we was riding Roy Oak, right?
Yep.
And the police, like, he came down under the little bridge.
That Vita.
Police fixed his ass.
Yep.
Wow.
Like, why fix somebody that's going down a thing? Like, I don't
I'm
get
gonna
it.
tell you, down Woodward, one street you do not want to go down at night.
Everything is controlled.
One street you do not want to
New
go
world order is what they trying to implement. It's the new world order is what they trying to implement.
They've been trying to do it for the last 12, 15 years. Listen, no matter where you go in Oakland County, you be in Royal Oak, Rochester, Auburn Hills, don't matter.
Well, make sure you know what you're doing. Make sure you got your ID. Make sure you prepared.
And also be careful of Dearborn too. Dearborn too.
So make sure you got all your right credentials before you go anywhere. If you think you're gonna be racial profiled, never ever fear going anywhere. Just stay prepared.
That's it.
That's right, Cool Maurice, you ain't
Keep
lying,
your stuff
bro.
in order. That's right.
Stay prepared, cause these niggas is on our
When you
head.
stay ready, you ain't gotta get
It's
ready.
not really about us. I be
It's not
thinking
about
so.
race, though.
On a broader spectrum, it's really about our next generation, our kids. Because I have kids. I have 2 kids. I have a 12-year-old and I have a 7-year-old.
I have 4.
So I really think about
Shout out to
them.
the hardworking moms, the entrepreneurs.
Shout
Queens out here. We appreciate y'all.
out to all the moms in the building.
Thank you. We love you too.
Yeah,
I'm really inspired to hear y'all stories and stuff like that. Just kind of getting back to that, like the personal backgrounds. I'll just be brief. For me, I went to school. I went to college in Alabama. And
Shout out to Alabama.
Hey, shout out to Alabama.
Daryl's got the best football team, by the way.
Sorry, y'all ain't beat Michigan though.
No, Michigan.
I think being down there is where I really learned endurance and perseverance. I was homeless down there as well. I stayed in my truck. Literally the day that I graduated from college, the day I was supposed to, the day that I earned my degree, was walking around. I was homeless.
Wow. A
My mother had to come down there. She came down there and she got a motel so I can, because all my stuff was in bags. I had a truck. I grind. I worked to get my first car. I bought my first car on my own, but I slept in it.
Miss Sellers, let me ask you one question in the middle of your conversation. Don't lose your train of thought. What was your will? Like, what gave you strength? Like, what did you believe in at that time? Share with the women.
I was in church, but
believe in God.
Yeah, but I've always had women like in my life that went to church, but I didn't really understand God like that until I got older, for real. Like until I started going through some things, and I saw that, like I realized that I really can't figure this out on my own. Or I can't do this on my own.
You got baptized before?
I think I was like 7 years old or 6.
That was too young to get baptized.
I did mine.
You don't even know your sins, right?
Yeah.
Thank you, Miss Sellers.
Is it bad when you've been in so many churches and grown up with so many different Christianalities where you've been baptized like 3 or 4 different times?
It ain't bad. Right, it's only one God we serve.
I grew up in church. I was forced to grow up in church.
But I'm saying, when y'all go to church, don't they, like the pastor, when y'all go to different church, they tell y'all different stories in the Bible, right?
Right.
But they don't say the real shit in the Bible, bro.
P, since you say that, does politics and church go hand in hand? Does politics and church?
We gonna slide off the religion because
they might, and that's kind of
because most of.
So now we thinking marketing. So they're using church to manipulate. Hopefully that's not the truth. I don't want to say that to all the pastors that believe in
this is
the
the
truth
right here.
I definitely don't want to say that.
But it's the truth to a lot of pastors.
To all these racist people that always talk about God never is to say anything about hate. All these white preachers, we believe
and they want to
in
say
God.
it's a Christian nation.
Not
It's
with
not a
Jesus.
Christian nation.
How you talking about we ain't God?
God is love.
God is love. God never tell us
We the most divided nation
So
ever.
I want to know what y'all worship.
Right.
God is
Y'all
love.
worship God. Y'all worship something
This
else.
image of
I
Jesus
think-
that they portray
Damn,
is
cult.
not how he
I
looks.
think what you're saying,
at
B,
all.
we're not going to segregate ourselves and say it's a color, but some people do believe in different things that they
All these
should.
white churches, man. Why the white people don't come to the black church? They all come together.
They
like,
do. You know when? When it's time to vote. That's when they come.
Yeah, they gonna vote for that white
They don't
man.
come to worship.
Politics.
Right, that's kind of sad.
It's all about a big manipulation game.
I believe that.
But
I swear to God, I only voted one time.
But that's why religion is, you gotta actually think about it.
Do your research.
Break it down.
Good job, Jay.
Like you gotta think about why do we have different parts of religion?
Right.
You gotta actually think about that. That was kind of already created to it was already created to separate and put us in different categories and groups.
Divide and
So
conquer.
and there's only one God. There's only one God that I service.
That's why
And y'all know what I learned
why is
all
it-
my years of Christianity and to being with different churches and different nationalities. I'm a non-denominationalist Christian.
Non-denomination. Exactly.
I believe that there is a
'Cause
God.
something
I
not
know
adding
that there's a
up.
God, but when it comes to the Bible and all those fine lines in between, I don't associate with. But I know there's a God.
I believe in the word of God.
I
believe in God.
Listen,
I grew up Baptist.
I
but
believe in the word
in
of God. It's the people that disturbs me. You know what I'm saying? And it's, the church is very divided. Like, why do we have Baptists? Why do we have Kojic? Why do we have Presbyterian?
That was my
Why
point,
do we
Miss
have
Sullivan.
Catholic?
The politics.
Something's not right.
Honestly, it almost sounds like a game. It's like Bloods and Crips.
Yeah.
It's like I always looked at religion like that. You know what I'm saying?
I
just feel like
It's all built up as a business.
Right.
You got to realize that church is
Right.
that having a church is a business.
Right.
So even for example, Black Lives Matter wasn't even invented at first to be an organization. It was invented to be a business.
Exactly.
The white man invented Black Lives Matter for a business.
Right.
So
Marketing, politics.
anything to get money and to keep us in this collective of groups to make us feel like that we're this and we're
so what
that.
you saying?
Well, I'll
Jay.
say for me,
Rest in peace, man.
let me say for me, me personally, I do believe in paying tithes. And for me, being like at a time where I was like devoted, I realized the reason of that. Like when I'm paying tithes, like, and I know the money was being handled well because my mother would handle the money. So I know the pastor and none of that, you know, was
believe in the
touching
process.
it.
I just seen a movie about the mother handling money.
Church is school.
I believe believe in paying tithes because, like, I seen them use that money, like, when it comes to, like, buying more chairs for more people to sit down or being able to buy more food when
so
we
they
have
was actually
event,
using
like,
the money from the community.
I pay tithes in a different way.
If it was for sure a family-owned business, of course. Like, you know, of course, like, I support, you know, my friend. My friend, dad, he had a church, so I agree that it, you know, if it's a family-owned business, I'm not saying that every single church is about business, but what I'm trying to say is, like, for example, you got, like, these big brand churches. Let's just use Joel Osteen's church, for example. That man is a millionaire.
Hey, I want to say, we got to give our applause.
I believe in paying tithes in different ways. If I can't make it to a church and an altar, I pay tithes on the streets. You know what I'm saying? I'm with giving people food. I sell dinners.
Rest in peace.
I sell dinners.
At least a 5-minute applause.
What's your sign?
Slim 400, man.
Oh, see, that's why
Shout out Slim 400,
man. Rest in peace to your Slim 400.
Hold on, wait. Let me just tell this last thing. I pay tithes in different ways. I give food to people when I sell dinners. I give out free meals. I give out coats, clothes, condoms, whatever we have. 1019. Are you serious?
It's 3 Libras. It's 3 Libras.
Shout out to the Libras. Shout out to the Capricorns coming in.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace,
Slim 400, man.
Rest in peace, Slim 400, and rest in peace, Marty, baby, man. Rest in peace, Marty.
Rest in peace, Slim 400, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. That's fucked up, man. You sit in your driveway, somebody just come and blast you like that. That's fucked up. You sit in your driveway and somebody just come and blast you like that. That's crazy.
Nah, that is.
And it's sad that you can't be comfortable nowhere.
You can't be comfortable nowhere.
Okay.
That's why I stay out the way.
Exactly.
I stay switching up cribs
Chicago and
whips.
growing up in Detroit and having both worlds. I'm in the corporate world and I'm in. Listen, you're not safe nowhere.
Well,
and when you have, when you have a certain amount of money and you reach a certain level of fame, you know how to. You should know
differently. You gotta move
in the hood,
How about
bro.
this?
You shouldn't be in the hood. And if you in the hood in the bulletproof car, you shouldn't get out.
That's a whole nother conversation. You shouldn't have to. No. But unfortunately, look at Nipsey.
Right.
Look at Pop Smoke.
In the hood.
Right.
Young Dolph.
I think it's a difference. I think it's a difference. Let me say that. I think Nipsey can be considered with Martin Luther King, right?
Detroit.
So I think that's intentional to stop our movement. Right there. So the ones that get hit on the streets, I do believe a lot of artists on the streets ask for the things that come to them. So the energy you put out, what comes back. So when we hear about a death from people that we know, it could be.
What about Young Dolph though?
Well, I'm saying he did a song with Young Dolph.
Well, no, if you double back on the things Young Dolph was doing, he was antagonizing. He was antagonizing people.
I'm not
saying he deserved it. I'm not saying he deserved it, but you ever?
Hey, get on that. I want to hear from her. Get on that.
Because honestly, you can be a fan and have an outside looking in, but you really don't know a person's life until you know.
I heard it was a diss song. I heard it was a diss song out there.
Kids hurting.
No, I understand that.
Crushed.
Well,
you know, so like right now we still in the stages of trying to figure out what their lives look like without their dad.
Right,
because regardless of what he did in the streets, regardless of what he did with music,
say,
regardless of all of that stuff,
let me add this in to you real quick.
And I'm sorry, it's not to cut you off.
Okay,
but like seriously though, like it's kids crushed.
No, I get it. I just want to clean up what I said. No, I think it's kind of like the rap battle, right? You know, with the rap battle, it's meant for me to disrespect the next person in front of me. So I think sometimes people take that literally, and I think that's what happened to him. They took it literally. It was really like a rap battle. If you hear the songs that was being played back and forth, somebody took offense to the art, because the art of it it's really just it's a sport. It's like playing basketball. We not. If you beat a team in basketball, you don't hate that team, but they take offense to it, right? So I think the art of Young Dolph, he was so precise in his art. Somebody else took offense to it.
Yeah.
So God rest his soul. I'm so sorry to you for everybody in the family. I had to clean that up to you, so I apologize. We serious.
No, I understand what you're saying.
So you saying? So you telling me?
You don't know what old boy talking about? You gonna take offense to it anyway?
Right.
So
but a lot of people feel like them lyrics hit them.
Exactly.
They be like, "Why no? She's talking about me."
Young Dolph moved right. No cap. He moved right.
Exactly.
Yeah, he did. He
inspired me for it because he built that from ground up.
Yeah, he moved right.
So he had hustle, like what he did in the
All rights
streets.
to his music.
Listen, he owned everything, but like I don't know what he did in the streets. I don't know, but I look at the other side of him, like the entrepreneur side. Like he literally got out the mud.
The man.
I respect
the mud.
And he gave back to his community.
That's what he was in Memphis doing at the time. like that are gems, and we have to give credit when credit is due, regardless of what the fuck the rap beef was or what they said or any of that. None of that matters. At the end of the day, we have an internal battle within ourselves, within the black community that we have to solve immediately.
That's right.
Immediately.
I ain't gonna lie. I feel like what it is. I feel like the reason why these niggas hating on Young Dolph because he doing something for his community. Where is Yo Gotti? What did he step and do for his community? What is Black Youngster doing? What are they doing? So I feel like it's a hatred going on.
I was gonna say, Pete,
that's what I feel like.
Right on our platform, we gotta be careful because we don't know the individuals, but I do know what you're saying. We definitely gotta.
You feel me?
Yeah.
What I'm saying, it's crazy. You go to the gas station, somebody watch you. Just watch you leaving the gas and go to the cookie shop, get cookie for your mama, and turn around, they blow you just like that.
So let that man enjoy his blessings.
Yeah, I don't know. I support Black Youngster, like all them. I'm proud of all them black men.
Shout out to all the people that's doing well in their life.
But that's getting their brand up and getting their grind in. We support y'all.
But that's why we have to be careful who we be around,
the energy,
who we talk to, who we do business with.
That's right.
You know, you gotta be careful on that. You know what I'm saying?
I even be careful what flyers I post.
I feel like that's the same thing with
Nipsey. Where I'm gonna be at, who gonna know I'm gonna be there.
Watch what you do.
Yeah, honestly, let's talk about that while we on that. Hold on, Queen B. Listen, hold on. Can we talk about that before we go? I honestly want to say, as black women especially, you have to be safe and make sure that you're moving safe. I like she just started rapping in COVID. I started back rapping in COVID. So I was putting my flyers on my page. I was doing this and that. I had one of my fans pop up at my show. I didn't know who the fuck he was.
Damn.
And when he came there, he was on some weird shit.
I had that happen to me too. That's what made me move different.
Exactly. So now it's fucked up, especially in Detroit. Because when I moved to Atlanta, I'm not going to have them problems. But now I can't even post my flyer on my page.
You going to have them problems.
Well, no, I'm not. Because they going to get it in there. They going to get it there.
Shout out to Atlanta and
Hey, do you see
yourself
on Love and Hip Hop?
Man, listen.
No.
Do you see yourself on Love and Hip Hop?
No.
Do you see yourself on Love and Hip Hop?
No.
What about you? Y'all
BET, I see myself on the BET Award.
I like that.
I would rather work in the background. If I'm doing anything with reality, I would rather move in the background and do work in the background.
Let me tell you that.
I'm the ghostwriter.
I can move in my natural form. Like I don't want you to script me or
so you don't want to be manipulated. Yeah, I agree with that.
With that being said, I do have a movie that I'm working on. It's been on the back burner. The script is already done. I just been so busy with everything else. I wear so many hats, y'all. But
shout
I would
out to
love
you, Queen Savage.
Thank you.
I
would love Queen V to be a part of that. You, all y'all in here, because I really love the vibe in here.
I'm writing part two. I'm writing part two.
Yes, and I'm gonna be on that. I told her I want to be her the main cast in my movie. She gonna be Tiffany. She the perfect Tiffany. Tiffany the boss. Tiffany the boss.
That BA say something. I want to shout out to the producer back there too, man. Before I go to Atlanta, I got a present for you.
Live.
Yeah, so like I said, we on our closing statement. We serious. We want to appreciate and thank you all the ladies for coming out to share your story.
How about this? Let's do a ladies part 2.
Part 3, part 4,
part 5.
Hey, coming soon.
I ain't finished my story.
We might do a We Serious.
Hold on, we gotta let her finish her story.
It's to be continued over there.
She said
I'm
part
just let
2.
y'all know. We gonna
Queen B
branch
said
out.
part 2.
We gonna be some more new podcasts coming out. So it's gonna be.
He play my song.
Like I said, it's gonna be.
Shout out to We Serious.
That's when you know the energy is good.
So we part 2. So we like I said, part 2, part 3. We're gonna do some more every month. So like I said, this is just the beginning. We're gonna do something for the kids. We're gonna do something for the community organizers. We're gonna do for the motivators, for the business people, for everybody around this country. Everybody around this world. We're going to spread it out to everybody. That's
right.
You know what I'm saying? So in closing statement.
Be serious.
In closing statement, we serious.
We
serious.
serious.
I want to thank the ladies for coming out. All the fans that supported. We ain't done. We ain't done. We just beginning. So, like I say, want to end this on a good night.
Okay.
Have a safe place night.
As you can see, it's the party when the Queen's in the
Where the
building.
party's at, y'all? Let's turn up tonight. Where we at tonight?
Make a move, make it matter. Yeah. Forget the rest. We're rocking with the best radio station on the planet. SDM Live Unplugged.